Peace and gratitude. It's at this point that you have folks who are absolutely locked in to politics and to looking for presidency to look out for them, so on and so forth. I've been having different discussions with different people, ethnicities, things of that nature, and I'm just analyzing and observing their thought patterns, watching the algorithm, and it seems to me that these people are still locked in on all four corners, a prism, locked into voting, thinking that their vote counts, speaking about how much money the politicians owe us and owe them. My thing is, you keep focusing on matter. Matter is where you gonna lie dead right into it. Right into it. It's a lot of riff-raff and drag. Still confusion amongst the planet, and that's exactly why it's in the condition that is in. Completely. A bunch of rebellious, ignorant, slow to understand the logic and the expressions here on planet Earth. They can't read the language. They so stuck into their ego, they cannot see what's going on. The moment you feel as though you can't live without somebody telling you what to do, what is the point in you living? Point blank, period. What is the point? You're wasting space. You're wasting space. Trump is doing his job, and him doing his job is allowed by the Most High. We ain't talking about your Jesus or your God of the Bible. We talking about the Lord of all gods. That's what we talking about. The Lords of all gods. So, with that being said, I have been concluded that the masses are eating and ultimately consuming their own vomit constantly. Not only that, the flesh eaters and all those type of things. And I'm talking about the animal flesh eaters. Eat what you want. Do what you want to do. But don't get mad at the results. It's just like somebody cries about cancer or diabetes and other ailments that affects the body. You cry about it, but you want to continue on consuming the bacteria, the flesh-eating diseases that you consuming on a day-to-day. Your bacon, your sausage, your hot dogs, your baby back ribs. Is it really a baby's back? You need to answer, or should I say, you need to ask these questions and get the answer to those questions. Ribs, what ribs? That's something to take heed of. So, eating flesh down to a T is, animalistic in itself. That all come from the animal gene. I don't know if you notice that frequencies are being pushed out, and the reason why people cannot see the frequency or sense it is because they're part of the program. They are part of the NPC program. So they can't see it, they can't hear it, they can't smell it, they can't taste it, and they damn sure can't feel it. They're done, finito. Done. They're done. Majority of these people on the planet is finished. And that's because they can't catch on. See, you have humans that have the potential, and I'm talking about, humans outside of the carbon beings, which you guys call black people. You guys have an ability to carry yourself as potential gods. It would never be on a level of the carbon being, but within the genetic makeup, it just is chaotic, animalistic. That energy in some form or fashion have to be tamed. And yes, there is stable energy within certain human beings. So, kudos to them that know the science and know how to conduct themselves. Like the gods, the real. That's trying to duplicate the stable life. So, majority of the masses, they're done. Especially if those shots, taking those shots and things like that, going through those series of shots, good luck to you. Everybody in this journey is to live out their own journey and walk through their own doors. But just know, the Lord has many mansions. And in mansions, there are many rooms, such as your land masses here, such as Canada, America, Africa, so on and so forth. And then you have the waters. The waters are definitely land mass, just water. A lot of water just covering certain areas, which is land mass being covered. And you have worlds that's within the oceans, that's within the waters. You got some form of human life under the waters, besides your fish, besides your sea mammals. And these cats, they put God in a human box. I had to pull the Bible out a few times with these guys because they want to remix words and passages to their own liking. You can't do that. Your own Bible say you can't remix it, you can't take away from it or put anything extra into it. So, they do what they want, and you already know the pastors and the reverends, they say what they want because they pop up in a nice car, nice house. So they like, well, if pastor is promoting this word and the pastor being blessed, it gotta be right. They locked into matter. And 9 times out of 10, they already gave their soul, their spirit up to the beast. They already gave it up. And then you got this Black History thing that these cats is fist pumping on. The fist pump has a lot of connections with rebellious cats, but realistically, Are they really rebellious? Because what they doing is these different societies, they carry themselves on a higher accord. Better than civilians do. That's why they rule and be in positions that they're in. Because they don't use their what? Five senses. That's the whole point of the fist. The fist is to rid of the five senses. That's why Thanos rocked the fist. And what he had, the solar jewels on his hand, which signifies each level, each chakra, sun vortex that he graduated from. So that's what it is. That's what the fist represent. Closing the five senses, the five lower senses. It's not to disclose it in a sense of subtracting it. It's just you're eliminating your five basic senses and then you are enhancing it. Meaning you're not judging things by the five senses, meaning the emotions. You're feeling, taste, smell, touch, see, so on and so forth. You know, your hearing and everything else. You know, those senses advancing on a whole nother level. Your 6, 7, 8, 9th, 10th sense keeps going up. So yeah, they all locked into these prisons, man, into these locked frequencies, these locked vibrations. And it's meant for them to do that. You can't wake these people up. It's going to either resonate or it's not. You know? So that's what it is. But I just wanted to do this quick video. Peace and gratitude to the real. I'm out.